Okay, I'm sorry. How about one more project? This one will be a quick one also. This one also can go to your mother. So you'll have two gifts, small gifts to give to her. And I think it'll turn out great. I got this idea from Angie over at Chicken Scratch. She used DSP, which is Designer Series paper, but I decided, well, I would like it to match our previous two projects that we did. And so I used white cardstock, and I stamped the image on it, used with our Weka Stella pin on it. And it's a cute little container. You can put anything you want in this little box. Excellent little tote. She called it a mini tote box. So let's get to making this. You'll need a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 inches by 6 7/8. Okay, we're going to stamp this in our elegant eggplant. So it'll still match our previous two projects. We're going to still use the First Sight stamp set, the floral design, the vine design there. Get that inked up, and I've got a little too much ink on my edges. I don't like that because that will come up on my cardstock, so I'm going to wipe that down a little bit. I'll press a little bit easier. There we go. And just do the same that we did on our last project. Randomly stamp all over the cardstock. Face your stamp in different directions. And so this will give, you know, it'll give your mother a few different items, you know, and what every mother loves a handmade gift. I don't care how old you are. I love it when my daughter even still makes something for me instead of a store-bought gift, because she's put her heart and soul into it, and that's what matters. It came from her, not from a store. See, I overlapped that, and that looks really nice. Turn my stamp. So I don't think a mother outgrows the love of handmade gifts. At least I never have. I still enjoy them. And this is a cute little tote. You can put a nice couple pieces of nice chocolate in it. And that's all we need, is just a couple pieces. We would like more than a couple pieces, but do we need more? No. A couple pieces just to cover that sweet tooth a little bit. And there. And that's it for stamping on that. Close up our ink pad. And then we're going to bring our Stampin' trimmer in to do our scoring. We're going to first score on the long side, which is the 6 7/8 end. I love this Stampin' trimmer because you cut with it and you can score with it. So you've got one tool that does multiple functions. So that's well worth the money. So we need to score at 3/4 of an inch first. So line that up at 3/4 of an inch. And then 1 3/8. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then at 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and I need to get my extension arm out, and then 5 1/2, and 6 1/8. And then we're going to turn it around to the short end, which is our 5.5 inch side. Our first score mark is going to be 1 3/8. So there's the 1, there's 1, 2, and 3/8. And 4 1/8. There's 4 1/8. And that is all of the scoring. That is done. Now next we need to do some cutting. You have 2 little rectangles on each corner. You need to cut both of those out. So we're going to cut up to the score line, cut over here, and make a little square. And we're going to do that on all 4 corners. The 2 rectangles, we're going to take them right out. It's hard to see that score line when I've got the light on right here, but we'll get it done. This is a very simple little tote to make, and it really is cute. It's adorable. I do like it a lot, and I hope you do too. There we go. There. So your piece is going to look like this. Alright, and you still have 2 score lines on each end down here. You need to cut up on these score lines up to the very first score line and make a notch just on the inside of that score line. And do the same on this side. Cut it up to the score line, come in and make a notch. Oh, cut the notch a little too soon. There. And then we're going to cut just about 1/3 of this tab off in the center. And that's it. So that's how that's going to look. So you flip it around and you do the exact same thing on this side. What you do on one side, you have to do on the other. Up to the score line and a notch. Score line, notch, and about 1/3. There. And that's just rough. If you want to take a half, that'd be fine. It doesn't really, you need something for it to glue onto. Okay? Put these out of the way. Now it's called, we need to fold up on our score lines and burnish them. Give them a nice crease on all of our score lines. See, very quick project. I love nice quick ones that turn out beautiful. They look like you have spent a long time doing them. Get those creased. And these are our last 3. Just crease down. There. Now we're going to need our liquid glue again, or you could use your fast fuse and put some glue on this side. And bring that in and over. Line it up toward the bottom. Give it a nice squish. Do the other side real quick while that's setting up. And bring that over. Line it up toward your bottom so it's nice and straight. And that you don't overhang, that you're just nice and flush with it. And then glue on this one and tuck that inside. Oops. Nice and straight. Oops, glue it on this side because we're tucking it in. And hold it to the edge there. And press it. Voila! That's the box. Very simple. Fold these out a little bit so they can push together. And then you're going to need your 1/4 inch handheld punch. And just eyeball where you want your hole for your ribbon. You could measure it if you want, but I'll just eyeball it. And give it a quick punch. And now we're going to get out our Circle of Spring stamp set. This is in our annual catalog, and we're going to stamp Happy Mother's Day on a piece of white cardstock. And I've already done that in Wisteria Wonder, and I've taken my Wink of Stella and gone over it, of course. You know I love Wink of Stella. And now we need our punches. We need our 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and punch out our sentiment. Get it squared up in there, nice and neat where we want it. That's punched. And then I want to use a piece of elegant eggplant, and I'm going to punch this out, a circle out with 1 3/8 of an inch circle. And that's done. And then some Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper. We're going to use our 1 3/4 inch scallop circle punch and give that a good punch. We've got that. And now we just need to layer these together. Our sentiment, I'm going to go ahead and glue to the elegant eggplant. That's down. I'm going to flip it over and put on a few of these glue dots, our mini glue dots. That will stick to the Dazzling Diamonds a lot better than glue will. So get this down. I probably put a little too many, but I'd rather have too many than not enough. And then put this on our scallop with the Dazzling Diamonds. Now to go back to this, and we're going to round the corners. I'm going to take our corner rounder and just round my corners on the box real quick before I put my sentiment on. Makes the box look a little cleaner. There. That part's done now. And then we need a small piece of ribbon to go in our hole. I fold it in half if I can. It's gonna not cooperate with me. And then I take my piercing tool and just push it through my hole like that. And this is our satin seam binding ribbon that is in our annual catalog. Kind of even that out. And then we're going to use some linen thread, just a small piece. So before you put your ribbon on, you want to make sure that you have whatever you want in your box inside of it. And we're going to tie a knot around our ribbon. One